WZBN TV News, your best choice for award-winning coverage of local news and sports since 1993. Where the people, the places, and the events of your community, the New Jersey Capital Region, can be seen and heard. WZBN TV News, hometown news that matters most to you. From Hamilton to Trenton to Princeton and beyond, WZBN TV News. We've got you covered.
Hello and welcome to WZBN's presentation of the State of Hamilton Address 2012. I'm Mark Fontes. The address is made possible by the Mercer Regional Chamber of Commerce, and it's brought to you here on WZBN by plumbers, pipe fitters, and heating, ventilation, and air conditioning service technicians, Local 9. Visit them on their website, www.ualocal9.org, by Robert Wood Johnson University Hospital at Hamilton, the care you trust, and by PSE&G. We make things work for you. We'll be right back.
Your child trusts you to know what's best. When every minute counts, trust the specially trained physicians and nurses at Robert Wood Johnson Hamilton. Pediatric emergency care at the speed of childhood. RWJ Hamilton, the care you trust.
PSE&G is dedicated to protecting the environment and believes that reducing greenhouse gases is a goal we all must share. Today, with growing concerns over how New Jersey and the nation will meet the increasing demand for energy while helping to combat climate change, PSE&G is working to develop new ways in which conservation, technology, and renewable energy sources like solar power can help us to address these concerns. PSE&G, we make things work for you.
Looking for a plumbing, heating, or air conditioning contractor? Call Local 9 Plumbers and Pipe Fitters of Central New Jersey. Committed to training for the 21st century, Local 9 delivers the most highly trained and highly skilled workers available. We deliver. Our contractors and technicians are respected for their quality, safety, and reliability. We remain competitive in our field by delivering what you want. A quality job, on time and on budget. Local 9. We do it right, and we do it right the first time.
Welcome back. And now, Mayor John Bencivengo with the State of Hamilton Address 2012.
As I think about our continuing journey forward, the words of one of our nation's founding fathers comes to mind. Benjamin Franklin said that without continual growth and progress, such words as improvement, achievement, and success have no meaning. During 2011, our government was not simply satisfied with maintaining a good government. Rather, we desired progress and to improve our services to you. We collectively dreamed of a better and brighter tomorrow for the people that make our community great. Our young families who are beginning to build their future dreams. Our established families who are working hard to provide for their loved ones while hoping to prosper. And our very special seniors who desire life in a hometown where they can remain with their children and grandchildren while enjoying the rewarding circle of life. Together, we work to overcome many challenges and, in my humble opinion, achieve some great successes. And now, with your permission, it is my honor to report on some of our successes. In 2011, we continued a positive record of fiscal responsibility. As the Newark Star Ledger recently reported, over the past 2 years, the average New Jersey taxpayer paid over 6.5% more in property taxes. Despite this, for a fourth consecutive budget, we did not raise township taxes. Doing so was a very difficult challenge to meet, but we succeeded. We accomplished this by continuing to achieve our $9 million in cost-saving measures over these past 4 budgets. But this was not only financial success. During the past year, we received an improved financial outlook from the financial rating firm Moody's and received a perfect audit with 0 action items for corrective measures from an independent municipal auditor. A second area in which we enjoyed great results was achieved thanks to you, our local business leaders. In 2011, Hamilton Township had the largest rateable growth of any town in our county, nearly double the second highest town. It concluded 4 years in which we saw nearly 200 new businesses open in our town. On behalf of every working family in our community who is benefiting from your efforts to help expand economic opportunities, I would like to give you a round of applause. In an effort to help support you, our government worked to assist you as much as possible to make your job creating jobs easier. We held the first ever Hamilton Business Week in coordination with the Chamber of Commerce, the Hamilton Partnership, and our own Economic Development Advisory Commission to help promote business opportunities in our community. We completed the first township-wide master plan update in over 3 decades and are working with Township Council to adopt its recommended zoning changes. To make doing business with our government easier, our inspections office implemented an online housing permit system. And in 2011, we also continued to invest in our road infrastructure, benefiting both our businesses and residents. Our capital budget funded the repaving of 18 local roads, while our Public Works Department repaved portions of 17 township roads. But a hometown is much more than balancing budgets and expanding business corridors. It is also a community of neighborhoods in which our residents enjoy beautiful parks, recreational opportunities, and community events that other towns simply do not have. Over the past year, we continued to support these special ingredients of what makes up America's favorite hometown. One way was by preserving the nearly 7-acre nursery that sits next to our beautiful Sign Gardens. Rather than seeing housing creep up right next to the historic Sign House, we can instead extend walking trails, enjoy the tranquility of the existing open space, and even create additional parking spaces for our many park visitors. We also continue to improve our Township Golf Center. We expanded the facility by adding a new putting green. And in 2011, our special community events kept getting better and better. But these annual traditions like Septemberfest, Fall Harvest, and Winter Wonderland could not continue if not for the financial support and generosity from you, our local business community. You recognize that these events not only add to our quality of life, but are an important investment in keeping Hamilton Township a hometown where people want to live, work, and shop. Beyond our community events, we made strides to serve you, our residents, much, much better. And for our government, it begins with our Hamstat call center. During 2011, our call center received nearly 72,000 calls, generating over 47,500 citizen service requests. And I say over for a reason, because we received so many calls during and after Hurricane Irene, when the call center stayed open 24 hours a day for 3 days. We could not log every call that we provided information or assistance on. So it is much over the 47,500 service requests. We also continued supporting our seniors by improving what already is the best senior center in the country. We installed a new dance floor, wireless internet service, and made several renovations and landscaping improvements around the grounds. As a result, our senior center continues to enjoy more and more visitors each year, now reaching nearly 110,000 visits per year. But for any hometown that seeks to serve its seniors, it is paramount for that town to provide them, as well as all residents, with one very important ingredient: safety. Over the past year, public safety has continued to be a priority. We expanded our emergency notification and public announce system so residents can receive messages on a mobile phone, on a work line, or through email. We work to better protect our children by increasing our non-criminal fingerprinting database by 31%. And our health division received a special service award from the New Jersey Department of Health and Human Services for improved immunization coverage rates. But public safety also means coming face to face with the unfortunate realities of crime. Here in Hamilton, we are very fortunate to have some heroes among us whose duty it is to protect and serve. I could give you statistics like increased summons issued by our radar enforcement workforce, investigations that led to the arrest of bank robbers and burglars, or even the fact that our community witnessed a decrease in violent crime for the second year in a row. But it is about much more than statistics. It's about people. The dedicated members of the Hamilton Township Police Division work every single day to make our town as safe as possible. I want to commend our entire police division and would like to ask our Chief of Police, James Collins, to stand for the recognition he and our entire force most certainly deserve. The efforts of our police officers mirror those of other brave public servants. Our firefighters, our emergency responders, and our courageous men and women serving in the armed forces. But their work underscores the reality that our past year was sometimes filled with painful moments. Yet, during trying times when tragedy struck, the spirit and resolve of our community shine through as we witness the very best of our employees and our residents. One unfortunate event was Hurricane Irene. While most of our community was spared, two of our neighborhoods, Cornell Heights and Whitehead Manor, experienced historic and devastating flood damage. If you did not see the pictures, you cannot imagine the extent of this disaster. Floodwaters nearly engulfed stop signs. People were displaced or without electricity for days. Homes were severely damaged or destroyed. During this time, our public employees answered the call to duty. Our Office of Emergency Management worked day and night to coordinate relief efforts. Our township inspectors went into homes where the water was waist high. Our community planning and call center employees delivered safety information to affected families. And our local firefighters pumped out basements after literally rescuing residents from floodwaters. These individuals all displayed what public service is truly about. And today, I want to say to them once again, thank you. Thank you very much. Tragedy also touched our community in another way this year as we experienced the painful consequences of war. Just weeks before Osama bin Laden was rendered final justice, Hamilton Township lost two sons. Lieutenant Omar Vasquez and Sergeant Keith Baczynski, who gave their lives fighting to prevent a tragedy like September 11th from ever occurring again on our soil. This autumn, we honored their memories and that of all those we lost with a special remembrance ceremony marking the 10th anniversary of September 11th. And working with our local Fire Chiefs Association, we installed a steel beam from the World Trade Center in our Veterans Park Memorial Grove. May it continue to stand as an enduring reminder that we will always remember, we will never forget, and we will always be proud to be Americans. In 2011, both the successes and the tragedies brought us to today. And as it always does, after the sun sets, it rises again. This time on a new year, and one with new challenges. And so rises a question. Do we remain content with the present? Or do we continue our constructive dissatisfaction with the status quo for a future where we hope to soar to new levels and reach new heights? Thomas Edison may have answered this question best when saying that we shall have no better conditions in the future if we are satisfied with all those which we have at present. This is our challenge for the year 2012. One area that we will continue our commitment to is controlling our government's expenditures. For local governments to do this, it's very difficult for a number of reasons. We are required by the state government to spend certain dollar amounts for our public library. We are mandated by the state government to perform certain public health functions, and we are forced to reconcile other areas in which we cannot just simply decide to cut, like healthcare, insurance, and energy costs. However, this year, my goal is to introduce a municipal budget that spends less than our previous budget and less than the budget prior to that. That means a budget that will spend less than the prior 2 years. As I mentioned earlier, we have worked to achieve over $9 million in cost-saving measures over the past 4 budgets, such as by reducing the size of our government by 54 full-time employees and 33 part-time employees. Furlough days, the private management of our ecological facility, shared services, energy purchase agreements, reducing operational expenses, and many, many others. Cost-saving measures like these will continue. But there is also a revenue side to balancing a budget, and that underscores another challenge we face: overcoming the state's reduction to our gross energy receipt revenues. In 2012, I am renewing my call to the governor and our local state legislators to restore the nearly $5 million in energy receipts and other revenues taken from us in 2010 that belongs to Hamilton taxpayers. Now is the time to give it back. This is a complex issue which has not received as much attention as it deserves. However, it significantly affects our taxpayers and the future of their local property taxes. As I mentioned earlier, Hamilton Township is home to Public Service Electric and Gas Mercer Generating Facility. Years ago, towns like Hamilton collected directly from these facilities because they are not taxed in the same way as other businesses are. In the early 1980s, utilities requested that the state government become the collection agent for these funds. It is similar to how we at the municipal level serves only as the collection agency for schools, county, and fire district taxes. Just because the township collects the payment does not mean that the school dollars, county dollars, or fire district dollars from your property taxes are our dollars. They're not. We have to give the money, whatever it is, directly to those governments. It would be like us calling it municipal aid when turning the money over to those separate governments. Unfortunately, state government, under both political parties, has failed to understand this principle, that the gross energy receipt revenue is not the state's, it's our town's. I want it back. Over the years, the energy revenue collected has increased, not decreased. Yet the state of New Jersey has taken more and more of this revenue, while towns have received less. Between fiscal year 2005 and fiscal year 2011, the state's skim of dedicated revenue has grown from $72 million to $889 million. This is revenue that should have been returned to towns all across the state to keep your property taxes down. If state government was providing the additional $889 million directly to towns, like they are supposed to, do you know what the result would be in our municipal budget? We would go from losing nearly $5 million in revenue back in 2010 to gaining back $5 million, plus seeing the return of an additional $8.9 million to lower our residents' property taxes. Towns all across the state should see this revenue returned now. Another area that is very important to us all is our goal to further expand economic opportunities in 2012. While our goals will be higher, our challenges will be greater. And here's why. While our ratables grew more than any other town in Mercer County, we will not see all of those ratables. Similar to neighboring towns like Lawrence and Robbinsville, many properties were awarded lower assessments through tax appeals. Our signs of economic progress can only withstand a fragile national commercial real estate market for so long. Despite these factors that are beyond our control, we will set out in 2012 to overcome these challenges. One way is by working again with the Mercer Regional Chamber, the Hamilton Partnership, and Economic Development Advisory Commission to highlight the many opportunities that still exist in our community. And thus, I am pleased to announce that because of the success of last year's Business Week, we will be expanding the effort this year, as June will become Hamilton Business Month. Continuing our annual networking and promotional events, as well as some new additions, we will again help reinvigorate vacant or underutilized commercial properties by holding a second bus tour for out-of-town investors and entrepreneurs. We want everyone to see all of the existing opportunities here in Hamilton Township. Now is an advantageous time to do so, because there is progress for all to see. Prime examples are the completion of Hamilton Plaza and the revival of the old Pathmark site on South Broad Street. Soon we will also hope to see other shopping centers follow suit, like plans for Suburban Plaza and perhaps one or two other prominent shopping centers. We are also hopeful for the real possibility of new management for the shops of Hamilton and the potential for a private developer to fund better access into the center without every Hamilton taxpayer in business paying for it. Additionally, this year, we will look to remedy the issue of abandoned properties in a different way. Often, when a foreclosure occurs, the financial institution that acquired the property does not maintain it, creating an eyesore in the neighborhood and often a hazardous condition which our township must address. Cutting grass, cleaning debris, and securing unsafe swimming pools must all be done at the cost to our government, even if we eventually collect the cost back from the owner. We want to change this endless cycle of time exhausted, money spent, and blight perpetuated. We are carefully crafting a proposal that will require financial institutions that foreclose on properties and now own them to register with the township and submit a plan to maintain it to the standards established in our health and housing codes. Now let's turn our attention from blight to beauty. We are very fortunate to be home to the world-renowned Sculpture Park, Grounds for Sculpture. This magical 42 acres of land is where the arts and creativity flourish. It has not only given us the enjoyment of imagination, but has also adorned our surrounding landscapes with sculptures that bring Hamilton Township to life. We must continue to invest in the great potential for the economic opportunities that await our community and our working families. This year, we should take the next step in establishing additional avenues for the arts to come to our community. We hope to fund an in-depth market study that will help us to better identify needs that are currently not being met by other areas, so that we can fill that market void and in the process allow our community to capitalize. The future of the arts in Hamilton Township is in our hands, and our hands alone. Now is the time to continue moving forward, so we sculpt a beautiful future for the arts here in our hometown. Finally, there is another area in which we must always continue to progress, and that is in the area of improving our residents' quality of life. There are ways in which our government works to do that, by maintaining our roads and our parks, our recreation programs, and our community events. But there are other areas that are either beyond our government's resources or even outside our jurisdiction. Sometimes it may be a senior who cannot shovel the snow for their driveway. Other times it may be litter or debris in a local stream. Or perhaps, as we do with our Christmas at Grafton charity initiative each year, it is the need to share our compassion with those enduring hardships. So I am announcing my intent to begin what I will call the Mayor's Volunteer Corps. This body will endeavor to assist in areas in which our government is unable. In a new year, with new challenges to face and new obstacles to overcome, continuing to move forward in the right direction might sometimes test our resolve. To continue to improve, progress, and advance, we will need to dig even deeper inside ourselves. Yet, I am confident that we can meet these challenges and overcome them. There is an anonymous quote that says, "Always dream and shoot higher than you know you can reach. Don't bother just to be better than your contemporaries and your predecessors. Try to be better than yourself." This is our challenge in 2012 for our community of neighborhoods. This is our responsibility as a vibrant community of compassion. And this is our destiny as a place we continue to call America's favorite hometown. May God continue to bless Hamilton Township and the United States of America. Thank you very much.
That's the State of Hamilton Township Address 2012 put on by the Mercer Regional Chamber of Commerce. I'm Mark Fontes. We'll see you soon.